Hello learners, let us now discuss about the different ways to connect to Hive. So the first way is that you can click on the terminal and just if you type Hive, it will be logging into that. Again, ignore about the warning, but still we could connect with Hive. That is what we have discussed in video 1 and 2. Right? So if you have missed it, please go and look into the videos 1 and 2 so that you will get a clarity about it. So let us now go ahead with the next way, right? So the second way is that there is a browser you can see here. Just click on the browser. So once you click on the browser, you can see navigation. Click on that. Then just hit UI, right? So you can see different tables here, whatever I have it here. You can see different tables here, right? So now, once you click on this, you can see this is the place where we can write the queries or the commands, right? So we can write the queries over here, right? So let us now look into this one. What I'm going to do, let me click on query, change this to editor, and then select Hive, right? So once you select that, can you see the databases that we have created in Hive? If you remember, we have created tutorial 1, Hive tutorial. If you remember, when I have written show databases, it was actually showing export_db, and default is basically the default database, right? So I could see the database here now, right? So now you can see an arrow here. This arrow is helpful to run the query, right? So what I'm going to do now, let me use the database, right? So let us see how we can connect with that, right? Say for example, if I'm writing use, say tutorial 1, right? You can see that use tutorial 1. So how I have to do that? You can see select it. And then if you click on that, you will be able to see this, right? 1 minute. Right? So you can see that it is actually success. You can see that I'm writing this comment over here, right? So it is actually working successfully, right? So now this is very simple. Like however we can write the comments or queries over there, in the same way, you can write it over here, right? So there is another one. So how we can do that, right? So how to connect Hive with the Beeline, right? So how you can do that? So let's again go back to this terminal, right? So you can see that it will be at Cloudra at quick start. Okay. So let me write Beeline -u JDBC and then :Hive2, right? So then if you write this, just enter, you can see there will be some sort of scanning. So it's taking some time. You can see that 3 milliseconds it has taken, right? So I could see this, right? So now here I will tell you the benefit of using Beeline. Generally, this is being actually preferred, right? You will understand why this is actually preferred, right? So let me clear the screen. So again, to clear the screen, Ctrl+L, right? So let us now write show databases. Let me see what are the databases here so that you will get an idea. See, now we are getting the table like in a good format, right? It is looking good when you compare it with the Hive or when you compare it with the Hue, it is actually looking good, right? So let me also write show tables. You can see company. So these are the tables. I have it over there, right? So very good, right? So this is looking fine. So let me write use tutorial-1. You can see that it is actually connected with that, right? So now, in case if I want to get, okay. So let me write describe students underscore list. You can see that it is so good. ID, name, results, so whatever data type I have given, I'm getting it exactly the same way, right? So if you want more information, how do we write it? Describe, formatted, and the table name. So students underscore list. Let me run this now. You can see this is looking good, right? Column name, data type, and the comment, right? So that is why I said it is being widely used, right? So people generally like it very much, right? I hope it is clear to everyone, right? So in case if I want to exit from this, it's not exit, it will not work here. So this exclamation mark and then Q. You can see that again it is returning to Cloudra at quick start, right? So I hope it is clear, right? So now all of a sudden there is an ad hoc query. We have to write it. So how I can do that? Say for example, Beeline. I'm writing U. If you remember the code JDBC colon Hive 2. So by practice, you will be getting it, right? So don't worry about it. E. What is meant by this E? E is basically execute. Okay. So what I'm writing now, select from maybe I have written like tutorial 1, right? So let me see dot and students underscore list, right? So let me see whether it is working or not. So you can see that scanning is done. See, I was not into Beeline, right? If you see that, but I could write ad hoc query now. I could get the result here, right? So now when I write this command is connecting to Beeline. And then if you see the query is being executed, and now after that, if you see it is also exiting that Beeline, right? Now it is not into Beeline, right? So all of a sudden, if there is an ad hoc query also, we will be able to do it, right? So that is a good thing over here, right? So let me clear my screen now. So let me print the working directory. So this is my working directory, right? So you can see home Cloudra, right? So this is my working directory now, right? So now what I'm going to do, so let me try to create a file, right? I'm trying to create a file now. So how to create a file? If you remember, GEDIT, right? So file name is like query1, right? So let me name it like HQL. So what is this .hql? This is basically an extension. You can use any extension here. It can be HQL, it can be JPEG, it can be PNG, whatever you wish. You can actually use it over here. So let me run it. You can see that this is here actually whatever I want to write, I can write it over here. See, Hive is interesting. Love to explore data engineering, right? So once I write that, I'm just saving it, I'm closing it, right? So once I do that, if I go back here, right? If I go back here, you can see that we have written some sentences there, right? So let us now try to explore it over here. So what I'm going to write now, the same Beeline, right? So Beeline. So I hope by this time you may be remembering the code, right? -u JDBC, then colon Hive2, right? Colon, then // right? And then what I'm going to do, so where I was actually like a /-f, right? So what I'm going to do now, let me write the home page over here, right? So let me write /home/Cloudra. So if you remember what I have given, query 1, right? Query 1 dot HQL, right? Let me see. So it's taking some time. Scan is done. So it is connecting to, okay. So you can see some error while compiling statement, right? So let me see whether it is working or not. Okay, so you could see that, right? So basically we are getting some warnings, but still you can see, right? Scan is completed, but still I could see that home Cloudra query 1 dot HQL, right? Scan is completed. I have given actually 2 sentences over there, right? Right. So it is actually connecting. It is getting connected. You can see driver Hive JDBC, right? So after that, you can see the 2 sentences what I have given. Hive is interesting. Love to explore data engineering, right? So whatever I have given here, I'm actually getting those sentences here, right? Right. So what I have done here, you can see that it is actually working and I'm getting the result here. So let me once again look into that. So let us now create another file, get it, right? So what I'm writing, query 2 dot HQL, right? So let me enter it. So what I'm going to write here, say show databases and use Tutorial-1, select from students_list. Let's try this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let me save it. Right. Once I save it, I can close it. Right. So I'm over here. So what I'm going to write now, the same code, let me write it here. Right. So let me write this here and run this code. So let's see what I'm getting as the output now. So you can see scan is completed in 2 milliseconds. And then you can see It is actually connected to, right? You can see both the sentences over here, right? Okay. So once again, if I run query 1, that's what I'm getting. So let me try with query 2. Query 2. You can see now actually I have written show databases and also like the table name, everything. Let's see whether it is working or not. Yeah, you can see the database name. Yes, it is perfectly working, right? Yeah, fine. I hope it is clear, right? So it is working perfectly, right? So now what I'm going to write now. So we are into this Beeline, right? So that is what we have done. But once you do it, once you complete it, can you see that it is actually getting exit out of that Beeline, right? I hope it is clear to everyone. So what we have discussed till now, how to log into Hive, how to use Hue, how to use Beeline. I hope it is clear to everyone. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment box so that I can reply to you. Thank you all.